Wreck-It Ralph was such a good movie, I would probably classify it as good as a Pixar movie. The only problem with that is actually it was made by Disney. Get out your quarters, gents and gentlets, we're playing a new level with everything you missed in Disney's movie, Wreck-It Ralph. Look for these Easter eggs hidden in the game for your chance to win a free shirt. Include #Wrecked in your comment. Okay, let's get started then. If you bought the movie, then you might have noticed in the main menu, the high score is 11 to 12. That's an Easter egg to the release date of the movie. The movie was released on November 2nd, 2012. Fix-It Felix was made by a company called Tobakami back in November 2nd, 1982. That means the game was really 30 years old the day Wreck-It Ralph was released on the big screen. There's just one little problem with that little Easter egg though. Fix-It Felix Jr. is a made-up game by Tobakami, a made-up company. Since the movie came out though, Disney actually created the arcade game and made full-blown arcade cases. And some extreme Disney fans went out of their way and recreated the cases themselves. You can even get the game through Sega, like I did. I wonder if we'll see Pizza Planet in Toy Story 4. If we do, will we see Fix-It Felix Jr. in there as well, next to the claw?
The claw chooses who will go and who will stay.
But let's just focus on Wreck-It Ralph for a moment, shall we? Here we can see Pac-Man, and I'm sure he needs no introduction. But one you might not have heard of is Space Invaders. This game was the father of all shooter games, so all you Halo junkies, Battlefield lovers, Call of Duty fans, you can thank Space Invaders for paving the foundation to your cyber battles. When Wreck-It Ralph is giving his introduction to the game, if you notice there's a new high score up there. You guessed it, that's an Easter egg. The man responsible for our childhood classics, the legend, the king, the founder, Walt Disney himself was born on December 5th of 1901. We now know that Turbo turns out to be the bad guy. Turbo-tastic! But in the very beginning, if you look closely, you'll see at one point Turbo Time sat right next to Fix-It Felix Jr. If we anti-lapse the time lapse, we can see most of these games were real arcade games, like Frogger, Battlezone, Street Fighter, Street Fighter 2, Star Wars, Root Beer Tapper. There we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, another Star Wars game. This one's called District 51, but clearly it's a parody referencing to Area 51, probably because Disney couldn't get permission to use their name. And we can see that Vanellope was on the side of the game spoiling the ending. Remember the Whack-A-Mole? Well, they called this one Whack-A-Troll. I wonder if Princess Poppy or Branch are gonna pop out of that thing. Just kidding, Trolls was made several years after Wreck-It Ralph. And no arcade would be complete without Dance Dance Revolution. Did you know they had contests all around the world for that game?
Sure you can! Ooh, what a day.
In the Street Fighter's arcade, we see Ryu and Ken Masters. In the main hall, we see Maximus the Horse from Tangled. In the bad guy support group, we see Dr. Eggman from Sonic. Hello! And Bison from Street Fighter, and Clyde, one of the ghosts, from Pac-Man. Everyone should recognize Bowser from Mario, and this guy's name really is Zangief.
I'm Zangief, I'm bad guy.
He's the bad guy from, you guessed it, Street Fighter. If you look on the bulletin board, you will also see an Easter egg to the Disney short Paperman. Remember, it's the page that the girl kissed. If you bought the movie, you will see that in the extras. Then, this guy looks a lot like Noob from Mortal Kombat. Now this guy's name is Cyborg, but it looks a lot more like Kano from Mortal Kombat. After all, ripping the heart out like that was Kano's signature move. And we have Neff from Altered Beast, and you probably recognize this guy from House of the Dead.
You must love you.
In the main station, we see that you can fake a moon landing with practice. Allegedly, this guy has no gravity, even though the guy right next to him clearly has gravity. But we also see what's believed to be the very first video game ever.
Like ever.
Called Pong. However, about 12 years before Pong was invented, a game called Tennis for Two was created, which essentially is Pong.
Bloody pirates.
Also, on the giant power outlets up there, we see More USA. That's an Easter egg to the director, Rich Moore. When Wreck-It Ralph is entering the station, if you look fast, you'll see Chun-Li and Cammy from, you guessed it, Street Fighter.
Name?
Lara Croft.
Name?
If you didn't already know by now that Lara Croft is a video game character, then you probably never watched Wreck-It Ralph anyways. So now it looks like the movie is pulling references to video games along with arcade games. Surge Protector seems like he's just as annoying as a TSA agent.
If you have a pacemaker, remove it.
However, he has a very important job in real life. In real life, surge protectors prevent your electronics from blowing up. By the way, take a peek at our little turtle over there on the bench, and it's a little bit hard to see because it's pixelated, but it looks like she's reading something from Disney. There we can see Pinky, Blinky, and Inky, obviously from Pac-Man. Ah, it's the Paperboy from Super Nintendo. I love that game. And I crashed a lot too, just like that guy just did, even though there was clearly nothing for him to crash into. There we can see Tiny the T-Rex from Meet the Robinsons. Now this group right here, all these people are actually characters from an arcade game called Q*bert. There's Frogger and Dig It. Back at the 30-year anniversary party, we can rock out to some music by Skrillex. Well, not here because of copyright, but if you watch Wreck-It Ralph, you can go listen to it. Either way, the DJ is actually a cameo to Skrillex himself. If you look at the bartender, you might recognize the coat, flower, and gloves. It's the same setup our good old friend Bing Bong had. If you don't know who the clown is referencing to, then you didn't watch my Inside Out video. It's the same guy. At the party, you obviously saw Pac-Man, duh. Wreck-It Ralph even talked about him. But did you see Sonic the Hedgehog was hiding in the background as well? If you look at the balloons up there, you'll notice that they make a perfect Mickey logo. Speaking of Mickeys, there are a few Mickeys hidden in this delicious movie. When Ralph is trying to find a medal in Lost and Found behind Tappers hiding in the box, we see Hal the cockroach from WALL-E. Mario, obviously. Best action movie ever from Metal Gear Solid, of course. It was so fun walking around in circles in the snow and having the guards follow your footprints. It wasn't a happy ending for the guards though.
What was that noise?
It also looks like Fix It Felix Jr. is a star customer at Tappers as well. Also, Rich Moore, the director, hangs out in there a lot. And Sonic, of course. Of course, Ralph is on the wall as a regular as well. When Ralph is trying to find the gate to Hero's Duty.
Hero's duty?
Yes, Hero's Duty. If you look up in the corner though, you will see his helmet is playing tic-tac-toe with ones and zeros instead of X's and O's. That's a nerd joke because games are made with nothing but ones and zeros. At Litwack's Family Fun Center, look at the billboard above Litwack's Arcade. It's our friendly Mickey Mouse. And the sign says double U-Ds. Double U sounds like W, and two U's put together looks like a W. So this is probably a secret saying WD or Walt Disney.
Right. That's a good note.
Then while we're here, look at the mini golf course with your little eyeball and you will see Arlo from The Good Dinosaur. 8 quarters? Are you serious? What a ripoff!
What a ripoff.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Sweet.
Subway, eat fresh. Now some people are saying that this girl is Honey Lemon from Big Hero 6 before she grows up. And I want so bad for that to be true because I adored Honey Lemon, but she has the wrong eye color. And they have her in the credits as Moppet Girl, not Honey Lemon. In case you aren't sure what's going on in these two scenes with the quarters, in the oldie days, before most arcades used cards, they used this thing called a quarter.
You got that right, Captain Obvious.
And when someone was playing a game that you wanted to play, you would take your shiny little quarter and put it on the machine to form a quarter line. If there was a long line though, some people would use a button or a penny or a dime to hold their place in line to prevent from getting confused whose coin is who.
Good to see you, good to see you. You too, little fella.
By the way, what in the world was this guy's story? He has literally spent the last 30 years hanging out in this arcade and just watching people. He doesn't even play. Here we can see Bonnie from Toy Story 3. She's a little bit older now because this was 2 years later.
Mr. Litwack!
I'm not sure though who Mr. Litwack's character is supposed to be referencing to. It's possible that he's just a new character and nothing more. But it seems like he does have a lot in common with Tom Hanks as Walt Disney in Saving Mr. Banks.
Shiny.
Here walking next to Street Fighter's Chun-Li, we can see Belle and Princess Aurora. Shang Long, another Street Fighter character, might not have shown his face in the movie, but he did tag some walls. As Sergeant Calhoun goes off to fight the Cybug, if you notice the details, you will see a hint to the villain.
Winchell, Duncan, get him out of that cupcake.
Winchell and Duncan are the names of the two donut cops. Ironically though, that's also the name of two giant donut companies, Dunkin' Donuts and Winchell Donuts.
You know, it's a play on words.
I will find you!
And I will kill you.
There's another Star Wars reference, obviously, to Darth Vader.
Chocolate. I hate chocolate.
I used to be a Call of Duty fan until it turned into a pay-to-play game, then I lost interest. So in my mind, Heroes Duty is making fun of Call of Duty.
I bet you really gotta watch where you step in a game called Heroes Duty.
Call of Duty used to be fun. Then they started charging you for maps that weren't included in the original purchase, and they started charging you for guns that weren't included, then they started charging you for gear. What's next? They're gonna start charging you for the bullets that you shoot? Call of Duty is nothing but a...
Not in front of the kids.
Oh, sorry.
Obviously, that's an advertisement for Nestle's Nesquik.
Nesquik sand.
Sure. Fix-It Felix Jr. can fix his little tooth when he gets knocked out because he has a magical hammer. But how in the world did Vanellope fix her tooth when she knocked hers out? Shouldn't she spend the rest of the movie toothless? Or does she have some sort of a magic hammer too? I think not. If you thought this guy was the dwarf Sleepy from Sleeping Beauty, that's a good thought. But no, he's the mascot from Beard Papas, who's famous for their cream puffs. And if you listen closely to what he's saying when he's dreaming, you will hear...
Cream puffs.
That right there is a regular Nintendo controller. And that's a cheat code. Up, up, down, down, left, right, BA, start. But why in the world is it on a Tapper's napkin? Does this mean that the bartender is in on this? Or did he give him the code? Maybe Tapper's going to be the villain in Wreck-It Ralph 2. I could see why though. After a long day's work, everyone takes a break and goes on over to Tapper's for a drink. But Tapper not only has to work overtime, he now has to serve more people than he's programmed to serve. And all while apparently listening to them complain about their hard day.
Wonder how many licks it'll take to get to your center.
If you remember, Tootsie Pops advertised how many licks does it take to get into the center of their Tootsie Pop.
Good question. Let's find out. 1, 2, 3.
Also, I always tried to collect the papers that had a bow and arrow on it with a star. Remember that? Because I heard a rumor that if you collect 6 of them, you get a free sucker. Survey time! Did you collect the 6 stars in order to get a free sucker? And if so, did you actually get a free sucker for it? Because I never got my free sucker with any rappers.
Whoa! What's with all the magic sparkles?
Vanellope turns into a princess just like Beast did from Beauty and the Beast, even down to the glowing fingers.
Hey, Ralph's back! Isn't that great?
Wait a second, Ralph is back? Does he know the games are alive? Maybe he owns Pizza Planet too.
Game over.
If you're going to D23 this year, try to find me. I'm going to be there, and let me know if you're going. Remember to try to find all the hidden Easter eggs in this video for your chance to win your very own Share a Smile shirt. And remember, most importantly of all, gents and gentlettes, share a smile. They are contagious.
Hey, share a smile. They're contagious. Can you imagine a day without smiling? Whew, that would be outrageous. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out with Crazy Nate. Make sure to leave a thumbs up if he left you feeling great. Have fun and we'll see you next time. And don't forget to subscribe.